Hi, Joanna here. I just wanted to share with you what I wish I'd known before taking a cheap flight via Shanghai to anywhere in Asia. In my particular case, I was going to Tokyo in Japan. I know you're a busy person and you don't want to sit around to the end of the video to get the important stuff, so here's what you've come for. There's three main reasons I will not go through Shanghai again. One is security. It doesn't bother me personally, but I know people who are very private. They are very security conscious. Most of them, work in the computer security and networking industry. And I remember when we went to smart passports in New Zealand, and one of the disclaimers was foreign countries may collect biometric information about you. And this person said, "Well, in that case, I'm not getting a new smart passport." Okay, well, you're never going to leave New Zealand again because all the passports are smart passports now. So you will be fingerprinted on arrival in Shanghai. I was shocked. I was really shocked. There was no warning. I don't remember seeing it on any warning. Ditto, there are very many security guards. It says in the Bible, if you obey the law, you have nothing to fear. And that's how I felt. I thought I haven't done anything wrong. I'm fine. But some people, that's really scary. There's a lady on TV in New Zealand on the news recently who said there shouldn't be so many police in New Zealand. It makes you feel uneasy. And there was a great outcry. But look, some people do feel nervous when they see police and security guards. There's a lot. And not just the ones on duty. I saw at least two, perhaps three groups of about 10 or 20 of them walking past, obviously going off duty. They're just everywhere. And they weren't armed or anything, but they were wearing like dark coloured uniforms. Kind of scary, but anyway. Number two reason I'm not going through Shanghai unless I upgrade myself to Koru or business class or some sort of air club membership. There's no showers. I went there, we had a 12-hour flight from New Zealand. It was either 10 hours Auckland to Tokyo or 12 hours Auckland, Shanghai, then 3 hours Shanghai, Tokyo. And I went, I'll have a shower in Shanghai. No, you will not. Fortunately, I had enough brains to carry a washcloth with me and a small hand towel. So I took a bottle of water that I'd finished drinking and I filled it up with warm water in the tap, and I just went in a toilet cubicle and washed myself down and dried myself off and got changed. I did have a change of clothes with me. No USB phone charger ports. And if you've forgotten your converter or you need to buy another one, you could be stuffed. So fortunately we had with us one converter to convert from New Zealand PowerPoint to China or Japan PowerPoint, so I was able to charge my phone. Boring architecture. This won't bother everyone, but my mum's an artist. I'm very creative. When I travel, I like to look at beautiful things. That's one of the reasons I went to Japan. So it's just boring. It's functional. It's boring. And fatigue. After a 12-hour flight, even though we had a 6-hour stopover, I was just too tired to investigate how to go for a tour in Shanghai for 6 hours. If you knew you were going to be that tired, you could clearly. That's hilarious. I don't know why that came up. Obviously, it thought I was taking too long. There is one pro. Those are all the cons. There's one pro to flying via Shanghai, but you've got to wait to the end of the video. Okay, right from the top. Actually, there's two pros. One you have to wait to the end. This one I'll tell you right now. As I say, 2 flights via Shanghai. I don't know, it's even longer than the one we took. That's 21 hours. But look at the price, $866. If you go economy in New Zealand, Auckland to Narita, it's $1,055. I'm sure we paid more than that. Yeah, we paid about $1,860. So, okay, so that's why people take it. But listen, you are supporting the Chinese regime. I thought the prices were cheap just because it was a hub. Every plane we were on was stuffed full, so better economy for the airlines. But in fact, it's been pointed out to me, the Chinese government are obviously buying oil and jet fuel from the Russians, and you are supporting the Chinese regime, so they've made it cheaper to get you to Shanghai, to improve their economy, bring tourists to Shanghai. So if that doesn't bother you, full well, fine. But for me, that bothers me. I don't approve of the Russian or Chinese regimes, and I'm not afraid to say that on the internet. And I will not be going back unless I absolutely must. Okay, so here's some of the boring architecture. Actually, that one's not too bad, but I think I was so tired I couldn't appreciate it. That's probably one of the best shots we've got. So yeah, but that is looking at that for 6 hours really didn't do anything for me. They did have some nice shops, but not many of them. We had to walk for miles. Oh, the other trouble was, I must tell you, if you come in, you arrive from New Zealand or wherever, you'll be on the ground floor or level 1. You need to go up 1 level to the check-in counters for your next flight, and I think that's standard at most airports. You arrive on the bottom floor, you come up 1 level to go to the hatches. There was only like 6 shops. I totally forgot that. Another con. I love to shop, and there was bugger all shops on because we couldn't check in because it was like 6 hours before our next flight, so we had to just sit there for about 3 hours till check-in opened. As I say, we could have gone for a tour, but I was just too tired. But I did find this really, really interesting shop. It had all sorts of Asian sweets and snacks and interesting bits. So we actually ended up sitting beside that, and I really enjoyed myself. And there's 3 pros. The third pro to travelling through Shanghai is you get to see pandas. There was pandas everywhere, and I love pandas, aren't they cute? So yeah, definitely if you're in love with pandas, you can go through Shanghai just for the thrill of seeing a shop full of pandas. Pandas, 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 Lego pandas. Although when we got a bit closer, we realised it wasn't Lego, but it looks like photos in that little shop. Oh, it was so interesting. Corn flavoured codfish sausage, spicy crispy shrimp, orange flavoured vitamin C gummies, yum 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 yum, strawberry yogurt cube, matcha flavoured marshmallow that I've not seen before or since, chocolate infused freeze dried jujube. Sounds like something a bad guy in a cartoon would eat. Chocolate infused freeze dried apple. Oh my goodness. Oh, let me get out of here. Chocolate infused freeze dried strawberry. Run away quickly. Yum. Those weren't my favourite. What I liked was the next one. I just love looking at planes. Okay, there's a 4th pro to going through Shanghai. Lots of planes to look at. Was that in New Zealand? Oh no, it's the same colours. Planes, I love to look at planes. Yes, we looked at this for 3 hours or whatever. Boring. There we go. Finally I gave up in disgust and changed my phone. And it's a photo of me, Sarah, and Panda Cat. So you thought it was funny we brought Panda Cat through Shanghai. He came back to his native country, said Sarah. Panda Cat. Okay, so now you can look at some more boring architecture. Boring. Coffee morning. Yep, not morning coffee, coffee morning. Shanghai. Just an impressive amount of planes. Oh, this was fun. We saw the guys washing the windows. Sarah was just horrified. They seemed to be jumping from beam to beam with only the tiniest rope attached, but when we walked to the other side we realised it was an angle, so if they'd fallen they would have just splattered against the angled glass below them, but all the same, it looked pretty impressive. More planes with... the sky got a little bit better. We did arrive quite early in the morning, but you can see on the horizon there it's definitely smog-coloured cloud. Smog. That was a cool shot. I love photographing aeroplanes. Shanghai. Bye, Shanghai. We've had enough of you. The other thing I forgot to mention was every announcement was in both English and Chinese. And Chinese, I mean, I've got a few Chinese friends. I don't mind hearing a little bit of Chinese spoken between people, but it's quite harsh on the ears after an hour or 2 or 3. And when it was time to board our flight to Japan, it was just so lovely to hear the Japanese language. They had the announcement in Japanese, Chinese and English, and I was like, I can actually understand that because I've been studying Japanese for a year. So off we went on our ANA. That's the other trick. If you're on ANA or Nippon Airlines, it's not under A on the list of airlines when you're trying to check in for your second flight. It's under N for Nippon. Yeah, obviously. So this is what I ate on the plane. I was really quite thrilled actually. So on the left there was rice and quite plain chicken and vegetables, but it was yummy. It was just perfectly seasoned. The top one on the left is a little piece of smoked chicken and a potato salad. It was okay. The middle one, I was really quite scared. I tried it first in case I didn't like it and I needed to wash down the flavour, but it was delicious. It's not noodles, it's some kind of shredded vegetable like a melon perhaps, and a little bit of egg, I think that was, and it was, I expected it to be spicy because see that pink colour, but no, it was perfectly balanced, just the tiniest bit of spice, a little bit of salt, it's pickled vegetables, so a little bit of vinegar. Yum, I'll eat that again. And on the right, the little piece of melon, a piece of apple and a piece of orange. So I ate that all up. And the snack mix was yum. It had a variety of interesting things in it, cracker snack type mix. And here you can look at some pictures of clouds while I tell you what the final pro is of going through Shanghai. A stamp in your passport. In this day and age of electronic passports, I despaired of ever getting any stamps in this passport. And look, I have been to China in and out on the same day. So that's what got me excited. Yes. So perhaps I should go to China once per new passport and get a stamp. So yeah, New Zealand passports last 10 years now, so I'm definitely not going back for at least 5 years because my passport's from 2020, just before the pandemic hit. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.